in a traditional therapy session, if you're working with a model like cognitive behavioural therapy, you have a structure of what you do in each session. So it's a 12-session intervention. You know what you're going to do each session. You have a plan. And it's often not really what the person wants, because they just want to come and share and talk and be witnessed. And you're kind of saying, okay, that's enough of that. Today we're talking about your negative thoughts. We're talking about your core beliefs. And you give people homework. So it's very structured. And that could be useful for people sometimes, but it's often not what people really want. What they want is just to talk and share and offload. But that also, so that's a more psychodynamic model, but people can just go round and round in circles for years, saying the same stories and never really getting anywhere. With psychedelics, it's completely different in that neither you or the participant have any idea where it's going to go when they take the psilocybin capsules. It's completely non-directed by you or by their conscious mind. And the key difference for me is that it's in the body. So whereas with CBT or psychodynamics, it's like la 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 words, talking, you're talking, they're talking, you're using language to try and find a solution to their problems of language. It's the Einstein quote, no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. Often they're beleaguered by their negative thoughts, they're trapped by the constructs, they're trapped by their minds. And you're using the mind to try and understand those traps of the mind. And then with the psychedelic, they take the psilocybin and they go into their body, they're feeling direct experience. They don't understand it. They're often not even trying to understand. Sometimes they do, sometimes there's real clarity, but sometimes they don't really understand, and the mind kind of lets go, and they're just with their experience. And then afterwards they piece it together, and then they understand the narrative. And it's not you as a therapist piecing it together, it's them. So there is this idea from holotropic breathwork and Stan Grof about the inner healing intelligence, the homeostatic principle, which is this idea, and I know Bill Richards talks about this a lot, that there is this inner choreographer that kind of knows exactly what's going on and knows how to heal and knows how to balance the system. I would say from what I've seen, I don't know, but my experience doesn't resonate 100% with that. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it feels like there's this inner healing intelligence that's choreographing something very precise and intelligent. But sometimes it feels more like the person is co-creating meaning with their deepest selves. So it's a co-creative process in that, and actually sometimes with the therapist as well, and sometimes with the whole container, in that sometimes it feels like they're going into this very, very deep place inside themselves. They're feeling something very profound and meaningful and beautiful. And that it's a co-creation between all of those different parts of the system, rather than it being like an inner healing intelligence that knows exactly what it is. And I guess I say that because sometimes my role in it has been more than just the observer and the witnesser. And sometimes I know that, for example, if somebody has been very stuck and I have lent in a little bit more and we've done some relaxation work together, or I might have encouraged somebody to, sometimes if someone's very stuck, I might do a little bit of visualization with them, imagining they're floating on a stream, and just to try and help them get out of that very stuck mental block. And then they will perhaps go in a slightly different way that I feel that maybe it wasn't completely directed by the inner healing mechanism. It was a bit more co-created by the environment, and that things can seem incredibly significant. So, for example, you could give somebody a rose, and the rose would become a very important part of their experience, and they would really start, and then they would go in a different direction because of an external thing that you've given them. So, I don't yet know whether this is an inner healing intelligence that's being given different stimuli from the environment, and the inner healing intelligence is making its own meaning, or whether psychedelics induce in people a state of a deep sense of meaning and significance and openness, and that whatever is there in the environment can become part of that experience. So I'm still learning about that now.